Welcome to Conversations with My Real Friends. This is Jennifer Felten. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about a conversation I had with my friend Steve Riley. Steve's a business coach, and we recently put on a presentation relative to managing your time and specifically managing your head and not interrupting yourself when you're trying to be productive. I hope you find this episode valuable.
This is my problem. Not only do I have interruptions, I'm also what's called a self-interrupter. Right, some of you are not a self-interrupter like I am, but a self-interrupter will do things like, I got a short attention span. I have to find things to do to distract myself. I'm deadline driven, so especially as a recovering litigator, if I don't have a deadline, a hearing, a depo, or something, I don't do anything. I think I can multitask, and I'm easily bored. So self-interrupters have a terrible time with this. So for me, I gotta work offline. I gotta make sure I turn off my notifications. I'll use productivity apps, meditation. My favorite meditation app for lawyers is called Headspace. You can download it. You get a 30-day free trial. I strongly recommend to lawyers to work on meditation. Next one is we actually recommend, none of you probably have this issue, but most lawyers will use, not you guys, will use their office as a to-do list. And how you can tell is you walk into the office and there's stuff everywhere. And that's how they remember what I got to do next. You can look around them, you can see what's on the floor, you can see files, you can see stuff everywhere. A messy office is a sign of a broken down practice. That means we've lost control over it. The lawyer's lost control over the practice. Think of it this way. If you walked into a surgical room and there's blood on the ground, scalpels, bandages, you'd be a little nervous. So if you're using your desk as a to-do list, you're using your office as a to-do list, it's usually a sign that your office, your systems have broken down. Because on that desk are things that you don't know how to delegate, you don't know how to say no to, a simple case that you said this is simple, but you probably shouldn't have taken, a favor for a friend. But the desk is a diagnostic tool for most of us. So if we look at it, you can actually look at the desk and say, okay, what's on this desk? So we actually, in our program, we have a workshop segment called the Clean Office Solution. The purpose of that segment is not to clean the office, although that's what we want. The purpose of the segment is to diagnose what's on the desk so we can see what the systems are that are broken down. The other thing that we like our lawyers to do then is also start to look at their email inbox. Now, I'm sure somebody in here, most of you probably have zero inbox, right? Zero email? Zero. None of you are using emails as reminders. I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. The email is another diagnostic tool to see how we're doing inside the practice. How are we doing on managing our email? Because those are tasks. And if we're using our email as a to-do reminder, it also tells us what? We're probably broken down in our communication systems. We're probably broken down in our communication systems. And if you open up that inbox, I think the biggest unreturned, unopened, I should say unopened, but marked as unread number that I've heard in a workshop is 10,000.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. I know, 10,000. That was the biggest ever. I don't know what the average lawyer is, we've got different numbers, different things, but we try and get our lawyers to zero, to get down to zero so we can test what are we doing on our email communications, how are we doing.